Okay, everyone, back again. This is not in the place that it used to be, and it now has a base for it, which will allow me to just roll it around. Just some Harbor Freight casters with brakes on them. Nothing fancy. I had some C-channel scrap that I had left over, stuff that I'd cut off of a trailer repair. If you guys have been watching my videos, you probably saw that trailer repair. This was a C-channel I cut off of it. I didn't bother to clean it up. I was trying to hurry it up and get this out of the way, and I'll show you why in just a quick second. But, I mean, and it's pretty solid. I mean, the C-channel is really strong. You can see I just raised it up about an inch. The original base is still on there, and the reason why I left that base on there was because, quite frankly, this thing's heavy, and it was just me and my daughter doing this. I didn't want to lay it down on a table, so basically I attached the legs to the center post and spaced them out so that once I put the casters on, that I knew it would lift it up a little bit. So I attached 3 of the legs, loosened the bolts that were anchoring this to the ground, and then lifted each side up, welded the caster in, did this side, did it to that side. Once the 3 on these 3 were done, it was able to, because all the weight's kind of on this side, so I was able to roll it out of its location with just the 3 legs. Then I went out and attached the other one. You can even see here, this C-channel's all mauled up and everything, but it's strong. It'll be fine. Down the road, I'll clean that up and get all the rust off of it and paint it and do a few other things. I do plan on getting more die sets for this, so I'll probably build some bracketing going down here to hold the other die sets. But for now, I just wanted a way to wheel this out of the way that would give it a nice enough base where when I use this thing, that it won't have to worry about tipping over. One of the things that I needed to make sure when I built the base was the tubing loads in from here. Okay, so that means you're going to have a long piece of tubing coming out this direction, which means I wanted a leg that same direction. I could have very easily put legs out like this, twisting it basically at, I don't know, it would be 45 degrees. I didn't want to do that, because then to me that would be a little bit of a weaker design with leverage. It might want to tilt over. So I did it this way and squared everything up with the tube in the center, so I think it'll be fine. Like I said, I'm going to build off of this at some point, but just not right now. Anyway, let me show you why I took that out of there. And here we go. This is my barrel stove. Again, those of you that have been following my channel know about this. There's a bunch of videos showing the build and everything. This is just something I made out of scrap. Originally, I had this barrel stove sitting right here, basically where the front of this Project CJ5 is sitting. Okay, and because I'm still working on this, I couldn't very well put the stove back here. And because I live in Syracuse, New York, winter is already in full effect. It happened like in a 3-day span. We went from like 70-something degrees to the 40s. And it seems like it's going to be sitting around 50 degrees or so for the next week. So I figured it was time for me to get my stove set up. Anyway, that's where the chimney is, straight up from here. So what I did is, I decided I wanted 2 workstations in my shop. I wanted one here, and I want one over here, where this huge mess is. Also, what I want to do is this bench over here that's just made out of an old server cabinet, but it's steel. I'm going to build a metal top for that, and I'm going to put that over here where this bench is, but I'm going to butt it up a lot closer, not all the way up on top of here, but pretty close, maybe about like right here, maybe about a foot away from it. Like I said, it's going to be metal. Yes, it will get hot. Yes, I'll have to be careful with that, but I think what I'm going to do is get some like concrete plasterboard type something fire retardant to put on the side of this table, and then I'm going to cut a hole in it and put like an automotive electric fan or something that'll blow towards the center section here and blow the radiant heat off of that around the room, which would hopefully make this a lot more efficient. This bench here is going to be, it'll be about this size. It's going to have storage underneath. It's also going to have a top storage thing. So I'm going to have a couple of posts coming up on the ends and build a top shelf up here. There'll be a center divider right down the middle. So you'll have one side and then you'll have the other side. Each side of the center divider is going to have a bunch of these poly bins for storage. So if I'm working on this side, I'll have all my nuts and bolts and whatever I might need, and proper lighting hanging over the bench for me to do whatever I want to here, and then the same thing for the other side. As far as what I plan on doing with the top for storage, at this point I'll probably just use it for tire storage, because I have winter tires for my Saab, and I'm going to have some just strictly off-road tires for my Pathfinder at some point, so we'll see. Anyway, basically I just went straight up with the pipe, put a 90 and went across, put another 90 and went out. Was a little bit concerned about proper exhaust flow. Obviously smoke travels up. This is not completely flat. It is slightly taller on this side, so it is a gradual increase, or gradual incline, whatever you want to call that. I actually think it might do better. And the reason being is I was burning some plywood in here just to see how this thing, make sure there was no leaks and that everything was functioning properly. And what I noticed on this stove when I first built it, and I had it over here in this location with just a straight shot right out the roof, if I had this damper opened all the way like it is, and I had my door sitting here with this gap, because that's what I use for a vent, I just latch it here. When the fire would get going, the stove would start rocking like that, because what it's doing is it's building up pressure. It's trying to suck a bunch of air out of the stove, and it's causing it to shake because there's not enough ventilation going into the stove. So what I would have to do is back this down here to about right here to get it to balance out so it wouldn't start shaking and getting all violent. Well, when I was burning that little bit of plywood, I had this wide open and didn't have that problem. And it actually started to get really, really warm in here. So I think this 90-degree setup here on the chimney might actually benefit me to keep some of the heat here in the shop instead of just shooting out the chimney. So we'll see. I'm going to wait for a pretty cold day to give my final thoughts and reviews on that. And I need to order in a bunch of firewood and clean up this mess, because the firewood's going to go all the way across this wall. I need to order in at least 4 face cords, which should basically take it all the way up to over here where the bench grinder is, all the way up to the windows. So we'll see about that. That's coming in the future. So anyway, I'm probably going to move these banners. I'm not going to do it right away until I get a decent fire going in here and I can see if the heat's affecting the banners. If it's not affecting them, I don't know. I might keep them there. I like them. But the other option is to take them down and move them all the way up against this wall and just attach them to the wall. I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those things where I just want to test it out and see how warm they're getting. I do know that if I get this thing raging, that it'll probably be too hot for them, but I just want to make sure, just out of curiosity. That's pretty much it. And so, thanks for watching. Like I said, I'll update you guys on this if you guys are curious. I know some of you guys are new to my channel and haven't seen my barrel stove build. So, search my videos, you'll find those. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, like. Go check out alvarezmetalworks.com and go like my Facebook page. The link is on my website, at the top of my website. It's also on my YouTube channel homepage if you know how to find that. And yeah, talk to you guys later.